Hey guys, it's FanFans47 here with the latest update to my TOA Melodix setup. Now, as you can see right away, I have two cards out of the unit this time. Now, why may that be? Well, the answer to that question lies in here. If we go ahead and eject this. Yes, I'm using a chopstick, don't judge. You can see I now have another Melodics card. Yep, the MC1030. I now have the complete set of all of the standard issued cards. So, that's really nice. Now, for time-saving purposes, I'm going to go ahead and link all of the MC1030's chimes in the description of this video, so you can go ahead and listen to those at your discretion. So, yeah. Works pretty much the same as the other Melodics cards where it has 8 chimes, just a lot of the chimes are different. So, yeah. And another thing you may notice is this right here. This is my EV20R sound repeater, also made by TOA. Remember how I mentioned I might get one of these? Well, I finally did. So what this does is this allows me to program in 4 additional audio files that the Melodics doesn't have by default. So, yeah, so we'll go ahead and go through this real quick. So right here there's a USB-B that I can hook up into my laptop where I can import audio files using the software that comes with the EV20R. And then this right here, this input, I have connected to this microphone right here so I can make paging announcements, and I'll go ahead and demonstrate that later. And you can see this switch right here, which will change the line level between mic and line in. You can see I have it set on mic. And this headphone port, what that does is it acts like a monitoring system where you can plug headphones in there, and say if you want to do like audio troubleshooting and stuff without all the speakers in the system going off, then you just plug in headphones. And what it will do is route all the audio through this jack, and it will disable the external speakers. So, that's nice. And then you have your master volume right here. You can see I have it set up to max. And then you have your mode dial. You have lock, play, monitor, record, and delete. And I'll go ahead and go through what each one of these means. So lock basically just locks all the controls, so it's not as easy to tamper with. And what play does is it will allow you to play any of the audio files loaded onto the device manually using these buttons right here. And then I'm not sure what the purpose of monitor does, because it basically does the same thing as the play mode, just these lights flash, so I don't know what's up with that. If you guys know, then definitely let me know. And then there's record mode, in which you can select a slot and you can record straight through the line in without having to go through your computer first. So that's a nice touch. And then there's delete mode, which will allow you to select a slot and delete its audio file locally. You can also do this with the computer software. So yeah, go ahead and put that back to lock, which is usually where I leave it, just so it doesn't get set off easily. And obviously you have the 4 buttons here to control the audio file slots manually. You can see it says start/stop. And of course your power LED. Now, I do have all this on a single power supply. You can see I have the 24-volt transformer down here. See, if I go in the back here, you can see I have this wired directly through the terminals on the Melodics. So you can see, so they're just connected in parallel. So all of this is running on a single power source. So that's really nice. It definitely cuts down a lot of the clutter. So yeah. And also, before I forget, the chimes that I have on this currently, number 1, I have the Haru Yokoi chime. On number 2, I have a custom Westminster chime. And on number 3, I have an announcement chime that I ripped from one of the Japan Rail trains. I think that's what it's called. Japan Rail or Japan Railways. It's either one of those. But anyway, you get the idea. And yeah. And you can see back here, sorry, lens cap. Back here I have the relay circuit. You can see that's still hooked up, although I'm using a different board this time. Unfortunately, the particle photon board that I was using before died. So I bought this really cheap, like $10 board off Amazon. It's a Hi-Let Go ESP32. It works the same way as an Arduino Nano. It's another Wi-Fi dev module. And I have it working the exact same way that the Photon was. So the Westminster chime does sound every day at noon. The default Westminster chime, not the custom one. So yeah, nothing's changed with the speakers. Still got this thing right here. And yes, I have a bunch of lights here. I'm recording this during December. You'll get to see all this lit up in a future video, so definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, and I guess I'll go ahead and show the paging microphone real quick. I'll go ahead and do it with the announcement chime just to be authentic here. Oh, gotta set it to play first. There we go. May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? We are testing the public address system. No action is required. Repeat, we are testing the public address system. No action is required. Thank you. So yeah, that's nice. Come on, stay there. There we go. But yeah, and as you can see, back here it does look very Christmassy. You can see the power LED on the relay circuit is green, and the power LED on the ESP32 is red. So yeah, tis the season, everybody. And you can see I do have the ESP32 on a separate power supply because this only runs on 5 volts, while everything else is on 24 volts. So if I had all this on the same circuit, either the EV20R and the Melodics would be underpowered, or the ESP32 would melt and be overpowered. So yeah, so I just have that hooked up to a separate USB outlet box down here on my power strip. So yeah, and another thing to note about the EV20R is if you go back here, it has a similar volt-free contact system that the Melodics does. So you can actually you can trigger the chimes or whatever you have on the EV20R in the exact same manner that you would with the Melodics. So I could technically have one of the EV20R audio files play at a certain time of day as well, but I don't have that set up yet. So yeah, we'll go ahead and set this back to lock. There we go. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this TOA Melodix update video. Well, I almost forgot to mention one more thing. If you look down here, the amp's gone. And that is because the EV20R has a amp built into it. So I have the Melodics running directly through the EV20R now. See, if I go back here, you can see I have this part of the circuit board here, or the breadboard, whatever, going into the speaker out in the back of the EV20R. So yeah, no more need for a separate amp anymore. And yes, that is a Smith Corona right there. Let me know if you want to see a video of that, by the way. Anyway, now that's it. Thanks for watching. Peace.